Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Leslie India's interviews with our student alumni. Today we have someone very special with us on board. Hi Shreyas, how are you doing?
Hi, Karen. I'm good. How about you?
Okay, I'm doing good as well. Firstly,
Yeah.
Shreyas, congratulations. I believe you have accepted your offer from Penn State University in the USA. Is that right?
Right, that's true. Excited to be there.
Yeah, so along with excitement, what other emotions are you feeling?
Honestly, it's like a little bit scared, mostly excited, and yeah, got a lot of things to get done with before I leave.
That's good. That's good. You might
Yeah.
have a really long to-do list to check off every box that.
Yeah, like really, really long. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
We know that you have been very passionate about programming and computers. So, what exactly drove your interest towards this field?
Okay, I think for me, it started with the ability to make something, right? When I learned to code for the first time, it was I had never built a robot before, but then
Mm-hmm.
it's like I had a robot within my computer. I could make it do what I wanted to do. So that was like something really exciting for me because I happen to be on the creative side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just found that to be a way to express things and ideas that I have.
Perfect. I really love the way you put it with a robot already being there in your computer and that sort of bringing out the creativity and mixing it with your coding skills and everything. Yeah, nice answer. And with that, elaborating on that, what
Mhm.
all projects did you do with respect to programming? Can you describe maybe two of them to us?
Okay, let's see. One of this really interesting one was Game of Life, the Game of Life. So I forget the name of who had actually created this, but this was something that was started in around the 90s, I think. And it's where it's sort of like a simulation. Okay, it's called a cellular automata. It's where you get things going from an initial state, and there are a bunch of rules that define what happens from then on. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a world, okay, where things go on its own, and you get to sit and observe. It's like you've created your own little universe with different things happening within it. It's sort of like a simulation of sorts, but not really that complex. But yeah, that was one of the programs that I had worked on, and I found really interesting. Some of the other ones were not so much about the fun aspect, but that was more about interesting still. I had one of the programs that I used to encrypt text. So, yeah, that is another thing that I had worked on. Yeah, I think those were the two main ones.
That sounds very interesting, and I really like how the your face lights up when you start talking about, the programs and the projects that you've done. That's really
Yeah.
great and refreshing to see. Yeah, okay. So coming to all of this, we know that you're a person of like multifaceted interests. Apart from CS, you're also interested in poetry and photography, I've heard.
Yes.
That seems so far removed from math and numbers that a CS enthusiast would be busy with.
Yeah, that's
So,
that's
yeah. So, how
true.
did your interest in poetry and the creative literary arts come out? And how do you sort of manage it with your interest in computer science as well?
Okay, so I think that's two questions. One, where does the creativity come from? I think that's always been there. I've been a terrible artist, but like I have found other ways to express it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually my English was pretty bad early on, and I used to get complaints from my teachers, spelling errors and things like that. But yeah, I somehow found my way with words, and yeah, poetry is something that I began exploring and really loved. Photography also likewise. It was exploration. That's all it was. I mean, I saw a couple really cool photographs online, and I wanted to take similar ones with my phone. And then I graduated to like a professional camera. So that's how that went. How do I manage it with computer science? I mean, it's like any other hobby. You work when you work, um you do creative stuff and you do
Yeah.
creative stuff. But yeah, although computer science itself is something that's really interesting to me, I sometimes do that also in my free time.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a mix of all of that.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it's very balanced and diverse, if I would put it that way. Okay. So, can you share with us about your study abroad journey with Leslie? How would you say the Leslie India team, our senior counselors in general, have helped you in this journey?
Okay, so their help has been multifold, not just one or twofold, right? So, um, they have been with me throughout the entire process and throughout every step. They not only guide me with the different steps that I need to take to achieve my goal, but they also help me figure out my goal itself. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that I have something in mind and I know that I have something that I'm interested in. They just help me figure out what exactly it is, right? And narrow it down to what I want to pursue. So they helped me with that initially, and then they helped me with getting to my goal, all the various steps, like I mentioned. And they also kept pushing me to try new things and try different things. So there were like different internships that they would recommend or different projects that I could take up. So yeah, they've just been like, it's like a gym coach, like keep going,
Mm-hmm.
right? Someone who's after you to not stop and just keep doing things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's very nice. I like the way you put it. And I think that what I would concur from your answers, and Leslie also takes a very student-centric approach, apart from
Right.
just being like a business or like a career counseling firm.
Correct. So I got to know the people that helped me from Leslie were Deepti ma'am and Shalini ma'am.